We enter the series with one hand on the phone and another inside the blanket just to be splashed with cold water as we are instead invited to a funeral of the parents of a 5-year-old girl. Her parents were given a very warm hug by Truck-kun while they were on their way to pick her up from the kindergarten. Listening to the adults talking about her being an orphan, the little girl, whose name is Miu, asked the Wanisan next to her if she was going to be all alone from now. This melted the Onisan's heart as well as mine. The next big question which was raised was who would adopt Miu-chan. And this question led to a big argument among the adults as they started forcing the responsibility on others and excusing themselves. Seeing this made me wonder what was happening in the world. Like, who wouldn't adopt such a cute child like Miu-chan? Like, I definitely would. And before any of you go calling me the P word, listen, that I just think that Miu-chan would make my depressed life happy and nothing else. So back to topic, the adults' irresponsibility made me mad, and so was another person, who was none other than our bazooka-carrying Wani-san, and she had enough of it, decided to just adopt Miu-chan herself. Some adults tried to persuade her otherwise, but our one-san, whose name we now know is Ayako, was determined to raise her sister's daughter. Ayako asked Miu-chan if she wanted to live with her, as she was also living alone. Hearing her, Miu-chan's face, which never had a smile from the beginning, lit up as she agreed. And that smile gave me another load of diabetes. While the drama was taking place, we see a little boy watching the whole incident from outside the door, with a face definitely said that he had fallen in love, but with whom that we will have to wait to see. The time has passed, and now we are 10 years in the future. Our lovely One-san is now 34 and has changed from an One-san to Mama-san, so I will refer to her as Ayako Mama or simply Mama-san. And it looks like she has not aged a day. Our Miu-chan is also now all grown up and has become a beautiful, moody teenager. Miu-chan, as every other teenager does, overslept and is now late for school. Ayako Mama asks her to hurry and eat her breakfast before Takun gets there. Miu-chan said that Takun did not need to pick her up every day as they went different ways at the station. Ayako Mama gave Miu-chan a sly laughter as she said that Miu-chan was being coy again. Miu-chan gave Ayako Mama the side eye as she said that Takun was just a childhood friend and tutor. Ayako Mama knew that Miu-chan was not being honest, as nothing happens without a reason, and that without a motive, Takun would not pick her up like that every day. At that moment, our little boy, who is now all grown up, made an entrance. Why the hell is everyone so good-looking in this manga? Takun's real name is Takumi Aterazawa, and as Aterazawa is too weird, so we will keep calling him Takun. So, yeah, Ayako Mama informed Takun that Miu was still eating. Takun looked away from Ayako-san in awkwardness as he said that she should stop calling him Takun, as he was not a child anymore. Ayako-san started patting his head like a drum as she said that she still remembered him being really small, and it was difficult to change what she called him so suddenly, and that Takun should also call her Ayako Mama because she thought of him like her own son. This crushed the little heart of Big Takun, and he firmly replied that he was not her son. Giving a shock to Ayako Mama, Takun continued to speak, but was interrupted by Miu-chan. Miu-chan and Takun left the house, and Ayako-san reminded them to not forget about their promise for that night. Ayako Mama then started her daily housework. She felt that when she was alone, the house really felt quiet. Well, Hayako-san wondered that she will be living all alone after Miu-chan leaves after getting married. Ayako Mama had sacrificed her life for Miu-chan as she was still single to take care of Miu-chan. But on the day of the funeral, she just could not leave Miu-chan all lonely after she saw her standing there all alone. Well, this just showed us how kind and lovely our beloved Ayako Mama is. After doing all the housework, Ayako Mama attended her office's meeting. After the meeting ended, the CEO, Yumemi Oinomori, called Ayako Mama. Damn, Ayako Mama has connections. The CEO, delighted by Ayako Mama's effort in the meeting, praised her. which our humble Ayako mama deflected away by saying that she was praising her too much. The CEO laughed and said that it was all because of Ayako mama's 10 years of achievements. Realizing how soon time flew by, Ayako mama was surprised. Then the CEO recollected that many things happened in these 10 years, and how Ayako mama nearly gave her a heart attack when, as a new recruit, she had said that she had become a mother. Ayako mama blushed hard and then thanked the CEO for giving her an easy way out during the time of raising Miyu-chan. So she did a continuous bow to an imaginary CEO in front of her. The CEO said that it was all part of her job, and as a woman she wanted to support Ayako mama for voluntarily becoming a mom for her niece who had lost her parents. Certainly, this CEO has a very kind soul. Ayako mama was also deeply touched by the CEO kindness, but then the CEO dropped a bomb all of a sudden when she said that it was time for Ayako mama to find a man. The CEO started explaining how love is a good thing, as it will make her feel fulfilled. But Ayako mama said that she did not need to be told that by a woman who is paying alimony to her husband because she had an affair. The CEO laughed it off, saying she had already divorced 3 times and she likes to change husbands as other people change their clothes. Ayako mama said that she surely wanted to experience love, but it was not time yet, as she will do that only after Miyu-chan graduates and finds a job. The CEO, hearing Ayako mama, got shocked as she said that Ayako mama would be 40 by then, and that this was the perfect time for her to think about her happiness. After the CEO disconnected, Ayako mama thought about what the CEO had said, but about her own happiness. But she also knew that if she married, then her husband would be Miyu-chan's stepfather, and she did not want to make Miyu-chan uncomfortable by bringing a stranger into the family, as Miyu-chan was the most important thing to her in her life. Here we see that Ayako mama's compassion knows no bounds. That night, Miyu, Takun, and Ayako mom gather together to celebrate Takun's birthday. Takun was very happy and thanked Ayako mama for preparing a feast for him. But our humble Ayako mama said that his family must have gone all out, celebrating his birthday already, and that this was nothing. But our Takun, not wanting to be left behind, fired a cute bomb by saying that he preferred Ayako mama's food over everything else. Hearing this, Ayako mama was over the moon with joy as she started imagining how perfect of a husband Takun would be for Miyu-chan. She had already started building castles in the air as she thought that Takun and Miyu-chan got along well. But unbeknownst to her, Takun and Miyu-chan were raising weapons for war as Miyu-chan wanted Takun to stop coming to tutor her. But Ayako mama said that she was the one who had called Takun, as without him, Miyu-chan was not able to understand her lessons well. Miyu-chan tried to deny it, but well, all knew the truth. Then, as the Shanmari got over Ayako, Mama got up to bring another bottle, but she had an amazing idea all of a sudden, and instead, too, came out a bottle of high-class wine. Seeing Takun and Ayako Mama enjoy the wine, Miyu-chan also wanted a taste, so she grabbed the glass in Ayako Mama's hand as she asked for a sip. But Ayako Mama did not let go as Miyu-chan was still underage, and that in the mangas the writers do not allow scenes of drinking for minors even as a joke anymore, as they would get cancelled. Then a vicious tug of war started between Miyu-chan and Ayako Mama over the wine glass, but before anyone could get a sip from the tasty wine, it splashed and ended up giving Takun a nice wine bath. Ayako Mama then took Takun to get cleaned up and change his shirt. She suggested that Takun can take his shower if he wanted, and they could go in together and she would wash his back as an apology. Hearing this, Takun blushed and his meat stick got rock hard just imagining it. Mama-san said that Takun had no reason to be shy as they used to take baths together long ago. She then turned back to face Takun, but was shocked to see a half-naked Takun showing of his six-pack body. Mama-san blushed hard and exited the bathroom, and she slid to the floor against the door, and started blushing hard, like a teenage girl who had just seen her naked boyfriend, and the place between her thighs became gushing wet. Mama-san then licked her lips, while remembering how the kid Takun had become a proper man now. Afterwards, while playing cards, Miyu-chan became sleepy, so she wobbled off, leaving Mama-san and Takun all alone. Ayako. Mama asked Takun if it was all right if he stayed this late. Takun replied that it was all right as he did not have a curfew and that it was all right since he lived right next door. So Mama-san asked Takun to accompany her for a drink. Listening to this, Takun unknowingly let it slip that it was okay, as he was good at holding his liquor. He slapped his hand over his mouth, but it was too late as the cat was already out of the bag. Ayako Mama then teased Takun by asking if he was drinking before 20, and he should not have done that. But like any other sweet neighborhood mommy, Ayako-san told Takun that she will pretend that she did not hear it just now. Mama-san then said how unbelievable it was to see Takun all grown up now, and how she had turned into an old maid in the blink of an eye. Takun shyly said that Ayako-san was not an old maid. Ayako Mama said that he did not have to flatter her, and then teased Takun by sliding her hair back behind her ear like a teenage girl, and seeing this boiled the hidden desires in Takun's heart as he stood up and slammed the table while roaring that it was not flattery that he did, but the truth, as Ayako Mama was a beautiful and kind, and that she has a really adult charm. Ayako Mama was surprised by Takun's sudden outburst, but then thanked him, saying that he was the only one who would say that to her. Then Ayako Mama tried to change the topic by showing of her huge milk tanks to Takun and making him nearly burst out of his pants. Ayako. Mama then asked if Takun has a girlfriend scaring the shit out of him, but Ayako Mama insisted that they should talk about their love lives. Takun, embarrassed by his love life, said that he did not have a single girlfriend yet. Ayako Mama was taken by surprise from this, as she thought that Takun would be super popular. But then our boy glibly replied that he did get a few confessions when he was in the swim club. And Ayako Mama then said with confidence that she knew he would be super popular, and then she asked if he did not go out with any of them. After a very awkward silence, Ayako Mama asked Takun if he liked someone. Takun had a classic manga reaction to this unexpected question by spitting out his wine in utter surprise. Seeing this exaggerated reaction Ayako Mama was surprised and let out a cute kya, as she had understood from Takun's reaction that he definitely had someone he liked and that someone was not a girlfriend, but a crush. Ayako Mama's excitement did not die down as she asked if Takun had crushed on this person for a long time. Takun avoided the question while his face turned bright red from embarrassment. Seeing this, Ayako Mama had confirmed her suspicion as thought that the person was definitely Miyu-chan, and she started fantasizing about how Miyu-chan and Takun would be married in the future. Takun, still embarrassed, stuttered a reply that he had liked this person for a very long time, and that he can't even think about going out with anyone else, and also that he did not want to cause trouble to the person, so he had not confessed to her because it might destroy their current relationship, and also that there was an age gap, which he did not mind, but the other person might do. Hearing this, Ayako Mama was already over the moon, and her heart beat faster and faster, but the age gap thing made her fall in thought as she imagined that the 5-year age gap between Miyu-chan and Takun might seem big as they were students. So she decided to cheer Takun up, and she directly got into his face, freaking him out and saying that he did not need to worry about that, as age did not matter in love, and that he cannot give up before confessing as someone else might steal her, so he should believe in himself and gather courage and confess. While our dear Ayako Mama was thinking that she was setting up her daughter's love life, she was in for a terrifying surprise from our dear boy. As our dear boy had gotten all the encouragement that he already needed, so he threw his chair away, stood up and shouted at Ayako Mama that he had always liked her. Now people, that is what I call one hell of a confession, which might not make your crush fall in love with you, but will surely give her a heart attack. Ayako Mama could not believe her ears. Takun then said with determination that he had always liked her and only her. Ayako Mama's started feeling lightheaded as she started wondering what was going on and that he liked her instead of her daughter. The next morning, our Ayako mama gave a heavy shriek as she had woken up late, and she came running downstairs in her pajamas, which were too small to hold her massive milk guns. She started apologizing to Miu as she overslept, and that she will make her breakfast now. But our sweet, understanding Miu-chan had already had breakfast instead of blaming her mother. Miu-chan asked her if she was drinking all night with Takun, which surprised Ayako mama, and she brushed it off by saying that she was too drunk to remember anything. But she remembered everything clearly as how our boy had given her the shock of her life by confessing to her. Recalling that, Ayako mama started blushing hard. Our smart Miu-chan noticed this and asked why she was blushing so hard. Ayako mama panicked as she said that she was okay. Suddenly, Takun came from behind and greeted them, which scared the hell out of Ayako mama. Seeing Takun, Ayako mama stuttered an awkward good morning and asked him when he arrived. Then she realized all of a sudden that her huge cannons were in full view of Takun, and tried to hide it with her small, delicate hands as she made a more seducing pose which made me… Anyway, Miu-chan found it weird seeing Ayako mama acting this way, as this was not the first time she had shown her pajamas to Takun. Listening to Miu-chan, Ayako mama also realized that after last night, she had started seeing Takun as a man. Takun also saw this and asked Miu-chan to go on ahead before him, as he wanted to talk with Ayako mama alone. Our understanding Miu-chan agreed and left. Now that Takun and Ayako mama were all alone, they were too embarrassed to look at each other, so looked down instead. But I am damn sure our boy's eyes were fixed on those sweet melons, which were in open view for admiration. Takun said that he felt that it was weird that Ayako mama fell asleep, but Ayako mama said that she was not able to sleep well, and Takun said that neither did he. After a moment of awkward silence, Takun wanted to say something but was stopped when a stuttering Ayako mama said that she will pretend that she did not hear anything. This shocked Takun to the core as the whole world darkened around him and he was too stunned to speak. Ayako mama then said that he must have confessed to her in a drunken stupor. Takun tried to say something but was again stopped. Ayako mama, who said that it was all right, as she was not a little girl, but a grown-up, who does not take something that was said while drinking seriously, and that they should forget what had happened. Takun's patience had finally run out, and he was also sad from what Ayako mama had told him, so he shouted at her to get her attention, and then asked her why she said that, as although he was drunken yesterday, and might have said that on impulse, but that did not mean what he said was not true, and that Ayako mama should stop seeing him as a child, and also that there were many times when he thought about giving up, but he could not, as he always liked her no matter what, and he wanted them to have a serious relationship, and he did not want an answer right now, and Ayako mama could give her answer later. Dropping a bomb of a statement, Takun left while leaving a stunned Ayako mama behind, whose leg gave away from the shock and embarrassment as she now realized the determination and seriousness of our boy. In the university's cafeteria, we see our boy Takun having lunch with another extremely beautiful girl whose name was Satoya Ringo. Satoya was our boy Takun's best friend, and today Takun had just told her that he had confessed to Ayako mama. Satoya was having a hard time believing it that Takun liked her. When Takun asked her why she did not believe him, she replied that Ayako mama was a hot mom that everyone thought was very, very alluring, and that usually enough for a little boy to give up, but for Takun, it lasted for more than 10 years. Then Satoya started laughing and made our boy embarrassed by saying that his love for Ayako mama must have started when he saw her naked while taking a bath with her. After this, Takun took a very serious tone all of a sudden, as he said that he felt confessing to her made him feel annoyed because his relationship with Ayako mama might not be able to go back to the way it used to be. But he still confessed because he was already at his limit and could not live with such one-sided love, and Ayako mama treated him like a child, and it was very infuriating for our boy to not be treated like a man from the woman he loved. Back home, Miu-chan just returned home, and was shocked to see the state the house was in. She wondered if the mythical Category 7 hurricane had hit her house, as it was a total mess, with clothes and objects strewn around, and in the middle of it, all was our Mama-san, who was lying face first on the grounds, with her huge boinkers squished under her. She slowly got up from her sleep, and was shocked to see how late it was, as she had not prepared dinner. She said to Miyu-chan to go out for dinner. Miyu-chan asked her if she was all right, as she was acting strange since morning. Ayako Mama replied that she was all right, and she will clean the mess in a minute, and then started putting all the strewn clothes into the clothes basket. Miyu-chan looked at her, then out of the blue launched a bolt at her by saying that something must have happened between her and Takun. A shocked Ayako Mama ended of spilling the clothes again after hearing Miyu-chan. She then hurriedly started putting the clothes back and asked Miyu-chan what she meant by that. Miyu-chan said that she was acting all weird, but Ayako Mama said that nothing happened and that Miyu-chan should not say something like that so suddenly. Ayako Mama then tried to make her get away from the room, but how could our smart Miyu-chan let her escape so easily? Miyu-chan then suddenly asked if Takun confessed to her, dropping another bomb on Mama-san, which made her lose balance in surprise as she banged her head on the wall. Miyu-chan said that she saw it coming, which Mama-san tried to deny it was not what Miyu-chan was thinking. But then a sudden realization struck Mama-san as she asked in dread how Miyu-chan knew about it. Miyu-chan then told her that she knew Takun was in love with Mama-san, as it was written all over his face. Then she asked if Mama-san did not know, as Takun was as easy to read as a children's book. Realizing that only she was the one who had no idea of anything, Mama-san went into utter disbelief, while Miyu-chan sat on the sofa displaying her beautiful long legs, while teasing Mama-san, saying that she did not know if Mama-san was too much of an airhead or if Takun really caught her by surprise. Mama-san was still in disbelief about how she was the only one who had not realized Takun's love for her. And in her defense, she stated that how would she know as she is 10 years older than him, and also that from his perspective, Ayako Mama was just a granny who lived next door. Miyu-chan added salt to the injury by saying that from where she saw, Ayako Mama was really a granny. Then our Miyu-chan took a mature stance and said that Takun never saw that, and age was just a number, as long as there was love. Realizing how her daughter had said the same thing she had said Takun, Ayako Mama became embarrassed. She then tried to avoid it by saying that she thought that Takun liked Miyu-chan, but Miyu-chan immediately refuted by saying that it was only Ayako Mama who thought that way. Ayako Mama, who was still in denial, like I am, after I beat my meat to something illegal, started saying things that would prove a Takun's love for Miyu-chan, instead of her, like how Takun comes to pick Miyu-chan up every day, which Miyu-chan refuted by saying that it was only because Takun wants to see Ayako Mama. Ayako Mama then said how Takun willingly helps Miyu-chan with her studies, but was again turned down by Miyu-chan, who said that he does that only because Ayako Mama asked him to. At a last-ditch effort to prove that what she thought was right, Ayako Mama mentioned an incident when Takun took care of her when she caught a cold so that Miyu-chan would not have to worry. Seeing how stupidly her mother was being, she said that Takun taking care of her was definitely Takun's way of expressing his unbounded love for Ayako Mama, and there was no other way to look at it. Ayako Mama, at last, coming out of her denial, turned bright red as she realized fully that Takun likes her, and steam started blowing out of her head as her brain short-circuited. Miyu-chan then asked Ayako Mama what she planned on doing and if she will start going out with Takun. Ayako Mama said that everything was a bit too sudden, but Miyu-chan reassured her, saying that she did not heave to worry about her as she was already 15 and that she did not plan on getting in the way of Takun and Ayako Mama. Also, it would be nice if Ayako Mama would marry Takun, as it would be very cool to have a dad that was so young. Hearing the word marry made Ayako Mama blush more, as she said that Miyu-chan should not even think about it, and that she should not make fun of her elders. Miyu-chan then turned her head back towards Ayako Mama as she said that she felt guilty because Ayako Mama sacrificed her 20s for a complete stranger like her. Ayako Mama was stunned by Miyu-chan's words, but Miyu-chan continued speaking, and she said that it was weird that such a beautiful lady as Ayako Mama did not have a boyfriend, and that she sacrificed a part of her life for her sake. Ayako Mama suddenly screamed and stopped Miyu-chan from speaking, as she said in a trembling voice that Miyu-chan has never been a stranger to her, and also that she never believed that she had sacrificed a part of her life for Miyu-chan. Then suddenly, Ayako Mama started crying her eyes out and hugged Miyu-chan and said that, on the contrary, Miyu-chan has given so much to her. She started crushing Miyu-chan with her huge milk blasters while saying that if she did not remember the day, she called Ayako Mama as Mama for the first time. But Miyu-chan pushed Ayako Mama away as she said that she did not want to hear something so cheesy and that she always talks about that, and when she is drunk, she just starts crying. And then she said that she thinks Ayako Mama as her real mother, and just as Ayako Mama wants Miyu-chan to be happy, she also wants Ayako Mama to be happy. And that she was glad that Ayako Mama always put her first, but she wanted Ayako Mama should pay a little more attention to herself. After saying this, Miyu-chan cutely stuffed her lollipop into Ayako Mama's mouth and said that she was starving and they should get ready to go out for dinner. After Miyu-chan left, Ayako Mama realized how matured Miyu-chan had become. The next scene that happened literally sent me to the hospital as I was dying from a nosebleed. Here we see our Ayako Mama taking a nice hot shower while displaying her assets in full view and purifying our eyes. While showering, Ayako-san was thinking about Takun and how she would not be able to avoid him as they were neighbors. As she was thinking this, we suddenly see her godly rear, and now we all know why Takun fell in love with her, and remembering how it was mentioned that Takun took baths with her when he was young, made me green from jealousy. Ayako Mama was brought back to reality when she heard the doorbell ring, and from outside came the voice of none other than our boy, Takun. Ayako Mama wrapped herself in the towel as she came out of the bathroom. Then she started panicking as Miyu-chan was not at home, and she could not open the door in her current state as the towel was already struggling for its life as it tried to hold those huge milk rockets. But then she recalled that she has already worn a towel in front of Takun many times before, and that it would be weird to change her behavior and so she decided to act like she always had and opened the door. Takun, who was not ready for what he was about to witness, was greeted in a way that he would remember till the end of his life. Takun's eyes were nearly blinded by the shine that was coming for those white godly weapons of Ayako Mama, so he promptly looked away as he asked her why she was dressed like that, and if she wanted to make him go blind. Ayako Mama, who was also shocked to see Takun's response, said, while blushing, that she was cleaning the storeroom, which made her all sweaty. Hearing this, Takun tried to take another look at all the holiness, but hurriedly turned his head away again, as he said that she should have gotten dressed first, as if it was not him, but some weird guy at the door, she could have been attacked. But Ayako Mama gave an awkward laughter as she said that Takun was being silly and that nobody would go for an old woman like her. Ayako Mama said that as he was not aware of hentai and perverts like you all. But Takun was, and he shouted that it was not true, and that Ayako Mama was very beautiful and charming, and there was one guy there who was pretty excited. Ayako Mama thought that by referring to a guy Takun meant himself, but we all know that the guy he meant was his meat stick, which was nearly bursting out of his pants. Ayako Mama was embarrassed by this and scolded Takun about what he was saying. But Takun replied that how could he be not excited when the woman he loved was standing half naked in front of him. Ayako Mama was shocked and tried to fix the situation by saying that she usually did not do this, and she only did it because it was Takun at the door, and he should not misunderstand it, as she was not trying to seduce him. Takun hurriedly said it was okay, and he knew to stop Ayako Mama from saying anything weirder. While this drama was taking place, a little devil was watching everything from the crack in the door. The little devil was none other than our cute little Miyu-chan, who entered the house and said that both of them were moving a little too fast, and that how Ayako Mama was so aggressive in the relationship as she displayed her bountiful assets to Takun. Ayako Mama panicked and explained while stuttering that nothing was going on, and it was all because she just had a shower. But Miyu-chan ignored her as she went upstairs while saying that she will be in her room and they should take their time. Ayako Mama denied again, as she said that they were not doing anything, but Miyu-chan teased her again by saying that they could cancel the classes for today if they wanted extra lovey-dovey time.